Hello, in this video we're going to be multiplying rational numbers. So we're going to start off with an example with decimals. So we have a positive times a negative, so we know right off the bat that our answer is going to be negative. Then we just have to do the multiplication, so 3.25 times 8.3. I don't bother with showing the positive or negative in my actual calculation, because I know after I do my calculation I always double check to see what the answer is going to be. So you can do either way, but make sure you're double checking at the end. Alright, so we're going to get 15 here, 7, 9, placeholder 0, we got 40, 16 plus 4 is 20, and then 24, 26. So we're going to get 5, 7, 9, 2, 6, and there's supposed to be 3 decimal places. 1, 2, 3. So I think the answer is going to be negative 26.975. I'm just going to do a quick estimation, see if that makes sense. 8 times 3 would be 24, so we do expect it to be larger than 24, so that makes sense. Alright, now we're getting on to some mixed numbers here. Remember, we are not going to be multiplying the big numbers and then the fractions. First thing we're going to do here is change them both to fractions, improper fractions. So negative 2 and 2/3, we're going to retain the negativity on the whole thing. So the fraction just becomes, what do we got, 6, 7, 8/3, right? Because each whole number has 3/3, so 3, 6, 7, 8. And now this one, again, the whole thing's negative. So this is going to be 9/4. Okay, now we know that a negative times a negative is going to be a positive, so we don't have to worry about those. As always, we're going to want to reduce first to keep the numbers as small as possible. The 4 and the 8 become a 2 and a 1. So when we do our multiplication, again, it's going to be positive, so 3 times 2 is 6 over 1, so the answer is 6. And that makes sense because 2 times 2 would be 4, so more than 2 times more than 2 should be close to 6. Alright, moving on. Here's another mixed number multiplication. Same as before, we're going to turn them into improper fractions. This one's going to be negative, so we have 10, 11, 12 fifths. So remember, to get that, each of these whole numbers has 5 fifths, so 5, 10, 11, 12. You can also just multiply these two numbers, 5 times 2, and then add the 2. And then we have 3 4/3. So let's reduce if possible. We got a 1 and a 4 here, and nothing else can reduce. So our answer is going to be negative. We got 16 on top, 5 on the bottom. Now you can leave it like that if you want, but if the answer, or if the problem asks for a mixed number, then you would write negative 3 1/5. Remember, this negative sign goes to the whole mixed number, not just the big number. Alright, now the blue one. So we have one regular fraction, we just keep that the same. We have a mixed number here, 4 1/6, it's going to be negative. 6 times 4 is 24, plus the 1 is 25 over 6. Now we're going to do some reduction here. So a 3 and a 6 reduced to 1 and 2. And then the 5 and 25 reduce as such. And so now, again, we know our answer is going to be negative. Top's going to be a 5, bottom's going to be a 2. So we can leave it like that, or we can put negative 2.5. And one more example should do it. Here we have two negative numbers, so our answer is going to be positive, and we're doing some decimal multiplication. A lot of people in 6th grade would try to set it up like so. I don't recommend that. I would put the number with the biggest number of digits on the top, because it doesn't matter which number goes on top. 2 times 3 and 3 times 2, they give you the same answer. So I wouldn't do it this way because it's just gonna give your problem a whole bunch of placeholder zeros, which could be confusing and then gives you a lot of opportunity for mistakes. So I would set up with the big number of digits on top, small on the bottom. Again, I'm not using the signs because I'm going to double check at the end. So we got a 5 times 3, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1. We got 6, 15, 1 placeholder 0. We got 21, so I'm going to make that a 2. Now we got 7 times 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16. And 7 times 1 plus 1, and 7 times 3. So this is going to be a lot easier than having it set up the other way around. 14, 3, and 2 with 4 decimals. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think our answer is going to be 23.4225. Since it does stop eventually at the 5 and it doesn't ask us to round, we're just going to keep that whole thing there. Also, I'm going to do a quick estimation, see if that seems right. 7 times 3 would be 21, so a little more should be close to this, so I feel confident with that. If we had put the 7.5 on top, we would get a bunch of placeholder zeros down here, and it would just be a lot more confusing. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching.